Hello everyone, it's Dennis, and as you may recognize, we're here at Husky Stadium, and I am here with my friend Eruc. Erden is a fellow sailor. Erden also has a number of Guinness World Records to his name. And I'm going to let Erden explain to you what they all are, because even I can't keep track of the full count. This guy is an amazing adventurer, and when I talk about adventure, I mean extreme. This guy is he's intense, and when you hear his story, you'll understand what I'm talking about.
Well, to be exact, it's 15 Guinness World Records. They can go to guinnessworldrecords.com.
See, I can't count that high.
And look up my name, or Google my name. Anyway, I had an idea that I should go around the world by human power. And to do that, I had to cross the oceans by human power somehow. I could either build a boat that's pedal-driven with propellers, propulsion, or I could get a rowboat. I discovered the Ocean Rowing Society. That was 1999. And then I got a used boat from them, a purpose-built plywood ocean rowing boat. And we brought that to Seattle in 2004. My first ocean rowing experience was 2006 spring from Canary Island to Guadeloupe. I rode the Atlantic Ocean in 96 days, and then I felt ready to take on the circumnavigation. I launched from Bodega Bay across the Pacific to Papua New Guinea waters, 312 days at sea. That's one of the records, longest time at sea, solo. And the journey continued across Bismarck Sea, then sea kayaking or walking or bicycling across continents. I made it south of Papua New Guinea across to Australia, then around Australia, coastal Australia, then across the Indian Ocean to Madagascar, then across Africa to Namibia, and back to Venezuela to Louisiana, back to where I started. 5 years, 11 days it took to do it all.
That's incredible.
So it was such a big project that to be able to get it done, I had to take many small steps in rapid succession, or I had to break records along the way.
Right.
It all added up to 14 records. The 15th record we set with another young man, 23 years old at the time, Louis Bird, from Monterey to Waikiki during the Great Pacific Race. That was the summer of 2016. His father was Peter Bird, lost at sea 1996, trying to row from Vladivostok to California. And Louis was a toddler when his father was lost. When his partner ended up with appendicitis and had to go into surgery at the last minute before the race started, he asked me whether I could join him, and I did.
Nothing like a last-minute invite.
Yeah.
Do a little rowing.
I had a week to get it all together and drive down to Monterey and get the food and medical supplies ready. Everything else was good to go. And off we went. 54 days is the new course record right now in the Classic Pearce division. I sent him home with a Guinness certificate, and his mother did not get that dreaded second phone call. And so I feel very satisfied about that.
Absolutely. So Erden, after hearing his story, you might imagine he's ready to just kind of rest and take a break and maybe catch up on his reading. That couldn't be further from the truth. He actually has a huge new goal that he's working on, and I'm not at liberty to share with you exactly what the details are, but I can tell you that it's something that hasn't been done before. It's a really unique adventure, and Erden, you share what you can.
I would like to advance my own records. Right now, I hold the career records in overall total and solo total in distance rowed, and also solo total in days at sea, 844 during my ocean rowing career. The overall total still belongs to Peter Bird, who was lost at sea, as I was saying. That's 937 days, and mine is at 934. So when we started rowing with Louis from Monterey, I said, Louis, if we row slowly and we go slower than 50 137 days. Your dad's record is mine. And I said nothing else. And throughout the whole row, he kept wondering, are we going to make it? Are we going to make it? I said, I don't know. The ocean will tell. Poor guy.
That's kind of cruel.
Well, I really didn't know. But I was trying hard. He was
Sure.
trying hard. And we made it there sooner.
Wow.
So I am at 934 days now. So these are records that are standing.
Right.
And also mainland to mainland crossings are a big deal in ocean rowing. So there are routes that have not been done yet. For example, North America to Africa hasn't been done yet. Everybody repeats routes that have already been done.
Right.
They, for example, go from New York to England, or from Newfoundland. Some have left from Cape Cod. But typically the destination is England. The currents go that way, winds go that way, so it's a bit more challenging to change that route and go elsewhere. So people tend to repeat what was already done. It's a great adventure, but if I am going to spend that much time and effort, I would rather do something that hasn't been done yet. Having the experience and the maturity as an ocean rower, I think I need to go do these rather than someone who is not experienced trying to get a name for themselves, trying these challenges and getting in trouble. That also is a matter of keeping the our ocean rowing sport above board too. So the less rescues we need, the less outside help we need,
Legitimacy.
the more legitimacy we gain, and we need to protect that. That's a concern.
Yeah, you bet. How big is the ocean rowing community?
Oh, 500th crossing has been done
Was that right?
recently, if I am not mistaken. That came out. So Ocean Rowing Society keeps all the statistics.
Mhm.
So some of these crossings are with multiple rowers.
Okay.
There are two-person boats. There are solo rowers. There are two-person boats, four-person boats. There are larger boats as well who have gone for record attempts.
Okay.
And having so many people involved, and some of them cross oceans multiple times, it's hard to keep track of the exact numbers. But I can get back to you on that one after I check the Ocean Rowing Society statistics.
It's a small group. I think I'm fairly
we're-
willing to bet that.
We are a small tribe, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
It takes a unique kind of person to do what I do, what we do, and one has to be ready to take on the immense ocean and be willing to let go of a lot of the creature comforts. Imagine being, for example, my boat is 24 feet long, 6 foot beam, front, say 5 feet of that is storage, rear 6-7 feet of that is my cabin. It feels like a small tent. The deck is covered. It's self-righting, self-bailing, so if water fills the deck, it'll shed down the sides, scuppers, and then it'll come back up again. And if it rolls, it's going to self-right, though it gets somewhat like
a washing machine?
drying, like a tumbler in there. You need to be strapped down if the weather is threatening. So one has to be ready for all the circumstances, and also be careful where to start, when to start, and which route to follow. So we can't just randomly draw lines across the ocean and get across. We are dealing with currents, we are dealing with winds, we are dealing with swells. All these vectors act on the rowboat. And imagine having a low horsepower vessel out there trying to make a crossing. And it can be overwhelming. At the same time, we have an advantage. It's a small vessel, small craft. And if waves come and arrive at the boat, they just lift the boat up and keep running. It's like a cork that stays on top of the water. It's not like big vessels that have big inertia, where they bury the nose in white water everywhere. Deck is washed clear.
You're like a cork out there.
Yeah, I don't dive into these waves. I don't have the speed to do so either. So the waves come, lift the boat, keep running. Breaking waves are a problem. For example, Indian Ocean was a huge, aggressive sea, I thought, because I had southwest swells from the winter storms arriving, and I had wind waves coming from the east or southeast. So when these wave patterns crossed, of course subtractive, so you get these big wave differences, and then they would meet and then rear up on my starboard side because I'm facing east as I'm rowing west.
Yeah.
They would just rear up on my starboard side, on my port side, sorry, and then dump north. And as it did so, would shove the boat over and trap my oar
Oh wow.
and would break my oars. I broke
really?
3 oars on the Indian Ocean, and I had to get creative on how to fix
reconstruct
them.
those?
I kept all the parts and then basically cannibalized all 3 oars to make 1 spare oar.
Okay.
So,
wow.
for example.
Yeah.
So imagine if I saw this wave coming. Later on, I learned, and I didn't break any oars after a while. It took 3 oars to learn it, though.
Yeah.
I would take my left foot out of the stretcher and put it on the gunnel.
Okay.
And as the wave tipped the boat up, I would stand on my left foot, and the boat would be tipped over, say, 45, 60 degrees. And during that time, of course, I would
Get out of the water.
pull the shaft in. If I pulled it in this much, it's that much less moment arm to break it, right?
Right.
So, and then the wave would pass under, hop the starboard side, and the boat would just drop. So I would sit back down and keep rowing. So it became a rodeo that I had to master.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So as far as your next adventure, you've got some pretty significant logistical challenges.
Yes.
This one's going to be, you're going to need a pretty major supply line for this one.
I first of all, I would like to. There are routes that I can take with my existing boats. There are routes that I intend to do that require different boats, stronger different hull shape, different size, and for the sake of speed, I would need to have a smaller vessel. There's some coastal rowing that I have in mind. There are some ocean crossings that I have in mind. I have an ongoing project that is long-term. It's called the Six Summits Project. I got started in this world of adventure after I lost a friend while rock climbing together. That was in 2002, September. His name was Göran Kropp. He was the Swedish man who had bicycled from Sweden to Nepal in 1996 to climb Everest. And he was towing his climbing gear on a trailer behind him in all the winter conditions and got to Nepal. And he is mentioned in the Into Thin Air. As one of the people who went up to rescue people. And he waited out the weather. He was smart about that. And then carried on to climb the mountain. So when we got the chance to climb together, he fell in Frenchman Gully in Washington and died. He had moved to Issaquah before that. So in his memory, on the way back from his funeral in Stockholm, I drew the world map on a piece of paper and marked the highest summits on 6 different continents except Antarctica. I said, as I'm doing my circumnavigation, I'm going to hit the highest summits as well on these continents that I travel. I ended up bypassing Everest, Elbrus, and Aconcagua. I did Mount McKinley in 2003, just after I returned from his funeral. Bicycled up to Alaska, walked the length of the Kahiltne Glacier, and reached the summit 29th of May 2003.
He makes it sound like a walk in the park.
Well, and then came off. I flew out, though, because I was going to be late for my wedding. I married Nancy in Homer, Alaska, and she flew home. I bicycled back. That was our honeymoon.
See, that's another connection actually we have, because I graduated from high school in Homer, and he was married in Homer. So,
yeah, but it also tells you that I can't do this on my own. I had to have a spouse that was willing to put up with what was coming.
That's a special lady.
We met Göran together, saw his presentation together in Seattle, and I would say that we lost him together. So she had known about my idea of going around the world by human power.
Right.
So it was not surprising that she said, "Yeah, you must do this now." and we didn't look back after that. We made choices. We downsized our home. We had a Lake Union view home. We moved farther out, cut the mortgage commitment by half. We had 2 cars, sold 1. You get the idea. So we had to rearrange our finances so that I could actually, with some help, get on this expedition while
Right.
she could hold the fort with 1 salary.
Right.
So that's how it worked out.
Wow. So the real reason, the ultimate reason, I wanted to share Erden's story, but what I really wanted to share was his vision. And the vision is doing another amazing, I mean, just grand adventure on something that nobody's ever done before. And we're looking for some assistance. Because this is going to be a big one, Erden's going to need some corporate sponsors, and we are specifically looking for companies who have big visions. We're looking for companies that understand big risk. They understand that you have to risk big in order sometimes to get a big reward. And Erden is going to be pushing all the limits. I mean, you've heard he's been to the top of some of the highest summits on multiple continents. He has crossed oceans under human power and under bicycle power, and he is a driven man who has the ability, the experience, and the vision to make something amazing happen. And so this is a call to all of you out there who might be working for or working with companies who have that kind of vision and are willing to back a new venture going to places that currently have not been explored this way.
I have another 10 years in me for historic firsts, I bet.
Yeah.
And then after that, there's the oldest person to do whatever kind of records. So I'm not going to stop.
There's the masters and then the seniors.
So you could say that. Yeah. So this is exciting for me, and I think through our nonprofit around and over as well, I am putting these stories into schools. Especially, I try to visit schools and tell them about goal setting and courage to begin and perseverance during the challenge that one faces, and not to give up. They love to say I can't.
Yeah, you bet.
I love to put it in front of them and get them at the ripe age of 4th grade to 8th grade when anything is possible